We are halfway through the long year that has been 2025. Oh my god, so much has happened. But it's time to recap the best films so far from every industry and see where do they rank. Let's go. Hello guys, I'm Nona Prince, and unlike the first half of last year where we got so many amazing films and it was totally dominated by Malayalam cinema, 2025 has been mixed. There have been good films spread across the industries, but not many standouts. And thus I've tweaked the format of the video a bit. First we'll go through the special mentions from every industry, then we'll talk about the top 10, and then we'll come to the films that didn't make the list. But first, a big disclaimer as always, the ranking in this video reflects my personal rating for the films. You may agree or disagree with them, that's totally fine. My ratings are based on how well the films were made, how efficient the filmmaking was, if they had an X factor that made them stand out, and of course my personal connection with the film. So all of these things determine the way they're ranked, and it can be very different for you. So do leave your list in the comments below. So in the first 6 months in total, I saw 51 new films that were released. Now my last year's total was 106, so I think I am on track. Hopefully I'll be watching more films than that. So I watched 16 Malayalam films, 15 Hindi films, 9 Hollywood films, 7 Tamil films, 4 Telugu films, and 1 Kannada film. So let's begin with special mentions. First Hindi, we have Sitare Zameen Par, Super Boys of Maligaon, The Diplomat, Crazy, Bhool Chook Maaf, Mehta Boys, Mrs., Raid 2, and Jaat. I know a lot of you may not agree, but that film was what they marketed, and they did a good job at doing that. Not the best film, not a perfect film, but it does what it's supposed to do. That's why I included it. Now let's go to Tamil. We have Retro, Vida Muyarchi, Veera Dheera Suran. Now for Telugu, Hit 3, Court, The State versus a Nobody. Note that I have not seen Kubera yet, so I don't know where it will lie. Now coming to the Hollywood films, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, How to Train Your Dragon, Ballerina, The Materialist, Mickey 17, and The Thunderbolts or The New Avengers, how you want to call it. And finally, Malayalam, we have Rekha Chitram, Padakalam, Narivetta, Praveenakoda Shap, Officer on Duty, Naraninte Moonam Makal, and Sarki. Now I haven't seen Detective Ujwalan, so I don't know where that will lie. Now before we get into the top 10, the viewers of these channels are not just cinephiles who love films, but many are also aspiring filmmakers who often reach out to me asking how to go about it, where to start. And that's where Level Up comes in. India's largest filmmaking community that provides filmmaking education through courses and masterclasses by industry professionals. But their flagship offline filmmaking bootcamp, The Forge, is the real deal. It's a 12-day program powered by Sony, where you get to travel to beautiful locations like Jaipur or Goa and practically learn filmmaking by making your own short film with guidance from practicing filmmakers mentoring you. From screenwriting to shooting with Netflix-ready equipment to editing and even marketing distribution, you learn it all. And by the end, you'll have your own short film made with the guidance of professionals and in the company of fellow passionate filmmaking aspirants from all over the country. This first-hand practical experience can really level up your understanding of the craft. And if you show real promise and impress your mentors, you may even get to work with them on their Netflix and Amazon projects. Now do note they only take 24 candidates at once, and to get selected you have to go through the application process and interview. But I got you covered. If you apply from the link in the pinned comment below, your application will get preference. I hope this helps you on your filmmaking journey and show you the right direction forward. Now let's begin with the top 10. This list was a bit hard to make, and I think there will be a lot of surprises. So let's start with number 10, where it's a tie between two films, the Malayalam film Thudaram and the Hindi film Chhaava. Now Thudaram was totally a Mohanlal film, and he did a great job in the way the director used him throughout the story. Like, it was made to use his potential as an actor, and the story has all the elements organically there to make him go through different emotions, and he does a great job at it. I did feel the climax and the ending portion could have been better, but still a really good film. And Chhaava, I would say, is an average historical film. It has those screenplay issues which most films have. It kind of feels like a highlight reel, but it's the performances, especially from Vicky Kaushal, and those last 40 minutes. They are aged in my mind. The performances, the filmmaking in that, the dialogues, like everything, it just was so good. And by the end of the film, I was really left emotional. Number 9 is a Tamil film, Dragon, starring the new Tamil star PR, Pradeep Ranganathan. Now this was a solid commercial entertainer with a really good social message, and it doesn't go in the preachy mode. It has a flawed protagonist who goes through this arc, which is not very straightforward. There are a lot of ups and downs, and the way the film is packaged, it's a great entertainer. Maybe tonally the film may not be everyone's cup of tea. At moments for me also it was a little too high pitched, but as a package it just works. works. Number 8 is the Malayalam film Ron, again a police procedure investigation thriller, and Malayalam cinema nails it. This time it's about two officers on a patrol, and we go through one night what all they go through. The authenticity, the detailing, it's all right there. And with the ending where they take the film, it's just unexpected. This film could have been ranked higher, but it's not. You can check out the reason in my review. Number 7 is another Malayalam film, Allapuda Gymkhana, a Khalid Rahman directorial. I got to interview him also, but that's not the reason it's in my top 10. It is a boxing film, but so different because it's based on the director's own experience. They don't try to force with the story in a 3-act structure and go through what movies do really and make it follow the patterns of typical boxing films. I think that's what makes it so refreshing. The music is outstanding, the characters, the bits they have in it, the way the boxing is visualized and shot, it's a total experience, and I love that I've watched it in theaters. Now, because this film is not following the tropes, some people may not connect to it, but this film is definitely a vibe. Number 6 is a film I recently saw in theaters, F1 the movie. When people say a film is meant to be watched in theaters, this is the film they're talking about. I'm sad I couldn't catch it in IMAX, but even in a normal theater, this film just absorbs you. You are into it even if you don't know anything about the sport. You follow the action. It makes you tense as if you're watching a real match. The characters work, the story work. It is like a best example of what a blockbuster film is. And I think Hollywood is just getting it right. Now let's get into the top 5. Number 5 is the Hindi film Stolen that was released on Amazon Prime. It's just a 90-minute intense thriller from the start to the end. There is no break. It's so crisp, it's so fast-paced. The performances are so good, so grounded, so nuanced. Like everything I say about a great Malayalam film, this film had it all. This just shows you the potential of what a Hindi film can do. You don't need item numbers, you don't need to do remakes, you don't need big stars and big faces and still tell a great story like this. Sad part is in today's time, a film like this will never get a theatrical release, and thankfully Amazon backed it. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. Number 4 is a Kannada film Mithya. It's an independent film that released on Amazon earlier this year, and it did make some noise that time, but I couldn't catch it. And when I finally saw it, I'm like, oh my god, what a film. Beautiful cinematography, the framing, the composition. It is slow, it comes in that art house genre, if you may, but it never feels confined. The production value was really high. The way they made children act, oh my god. I think almost 3-4 year olds, and what a performance they were giving. Like, I cannot even fathom the fact they made them do that. If I can give you the summary of the story in one line, it's about a kid dealing with the choices the parents left him with and how that leads to a dark path. Like the last 10-15 minutes of the film will give you anxiety. It's a gem of the film, and if you haven't seen, definitely watch it on Amazon Prime. Number 3 is the Malayalam film Pawn Man. Yet again, a story being told which I don't think ever would be told if it wasn't for Malayalam cinema. It's not just a thrilling story, but it's also talking about the society, how important gold is considered, how the value of it surpasses even of a human being. Not in terms of crime, but in our culture, in our customs. It's wonderfully made, so unique in its concept, and really shows you a different side of the society which you know exists, but you would have never seen it on screen. The film is available in multiple languages on Jio Hotstar, so do check it out. And now it's time for number 2, which is the Tamil film Tourist Family. Since I first saw the film, I was in love, and I've seen it multiple times since then. That just tells you how well it's made. It's a film to be watched with a family. It's so sweet, so heartwarming, makes you emotional multiple times, make you laugh multiple times, doesn't follow any formula or tropes. That makes it feel so refreshing. For the lack of a better term, it almost feels like a really good Rajkumar Hirani film, and that's a compliment. I love the fact that the film is on Jio Hotstar in multiple languages, and I've told so many people around me to go and watch it. At this point, still the best Tamil film of the year. Let's see what the next 6 months hold. And now it's time for number 1. It will be quite a surprise for many, even for me, when I realized placing it at that position. And without any delay, it is Ryan Coogler's Sinners. This is a film where the more you think about it, the more layers you discovered in it. There's a lot of noise about the IMAX, the visuals, the cast, it being a vampire horror story. But under all that also, the film is so much more. If you look at the story, it's very basic. It's not even actually a horror. It's the subtext in the film, the things they're talking about. The film talks about the black history, the black culture. It celebrates it and it doesn't shy away from anything. It shows you the brutality of racism. It shows you the psychological effect of that. How important art and music is to a culture. Like the whole vampire angle is a metaphor for colonization. The film is portrayed as a blockbuster, but deep down it's talking about so much. And I think that's the true sense of telling a big story. Like this is the perfect balance you want to achieve, where the content of the film matches the scale. You're telling this big film with big actors, pitching as a blockbuster, but it's also saying so much more. It's not about the cheap thrills. moments. It's not about just entertainment. That is the truest sense of cinema. If you sadly miss this film in theaters, definitely watch it on OTT whenever it comes. So those were my top 10 films of the year 2025 so far. Now let's talk about the films that didn't make my list at all. These are the films basically I would not recommend. Captain America 4, Badass Ravi Kumar, Kesari 2, Skyforce, Deva, Thug Life, Game Changer, L2 Empuran, Bazooka, and Identity. For the detailed reviews of any of the films I talked about, you can check it out here in this playlist. That was my list, but definitely let me know yours in the comments below. If you agree, if you disagree, I would love to talk about it. And definitely let me know the films that I've missed which could have made the list. If you want to know the ranking of the films from last year, definitely check out this video, and I will see you next time.